you're coming into the show as new Captain America. Why do you think the world of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier needs a Captain America? Like, has the sort of blip left America that shook?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the Marvel Cinematic Universe would not be complete without a Captain America. I think that would be leaving a whole void just too big to not to not address. So I think that what they're saying in the show is that like America needs a hero, and we're going to give you the one we think you want and we think you need, and it's a government choice rather than what Steve was a little bit more organic of a choice, and felt like it chose him a little bit more than the Shield chose John. John was from a different era, so it's an interesting thing. It's an interesting question because you're right. It's like, why do we need Captain America? And I think people need some kind of hope to grab onto.
So speaking of that, Sam had in the first episode given up the shield, taken it to the Smithsonian. There it was. Fast forward like 30 minutes later, we see your character, John Walker. He has the shield. He's back. Do you think that he understands, like having watched the second episode, like what he's sort of done to these guys, or is he interested in learning that at all? Or does he just think like, well, this is my job?
I don't know. What have you done to
him? Sam had given up the shield. Like, was it Sam's to give up? I guess, you know what I mean? If it was in the Smithsonian, it's not his anymore.
Right. What did John do to them?
I guess like he might not know, they're sad. They're like, well, you took away our friend's job or our friend's memory.
But his friend, that's interesting. You took away the memory of our friend. Yeah. I don't think that he realizes that as much. I don't think he's as aware of that as much as he's just trying to do his job as whatever version of Captain America they've said he should be. And as far as Sam and Bucky go, I think he's just trying to do the best that he can to try and get them to be on his team without fully understanding the depth of what he's asking them to do, because he didn't know Steve, or he didn't know all the information that they knew. And that's also part of what they need to come to terms with too. It's like Sam gave up the shield. What do you expect, dude? If you give up the shield, what do you expect? And that's what he's having to wrestle with too, which makes it interesting. He's wrestling with his own decisions. It's not decisions made for him. And it's like you don't miss your water till your well runs dry. And that's a little bit what Sam's having to deal with now. And that's part of the interesting part of the story.
So we see John Walker, Captain America 2.0 in action, like in this big truck fight, and we see him sort of in some press footage whipping the shield around. Captain America, Steve Rogers, got really strong by some like painful injections. How is John Walker, is it just a lot of like burpees and and good clean living or whatever?
I guess so. I wonder how many burpees he had to do to like be able to throw the shield like that. That's a good question. I guess there's just a lot of working out and a lot of ability that he learned being a Marine. It's a different version of it. I don't know. It's a very good question. Maybe it will be addressed.
Oh, well, speaking of that, Malcolm Spellman said that, they made your character more righteous on screen than he was in the comics. And he said that your character is going to have a big impact on the MCU. Do you feel like you had a big impact on the MCU? It's a big question.
That's up to you. That's up to other people. I just do the job they ask me to do and do it the best that you can. And then it's up to fans and viewers, really. Like that, it's your decision. When you do something, no matter what it is, whether it's like a tiny little indie movie, it's like 5 cents, or a huge Marvel movie, the end result is always ends up being the same. Either the people watching like it, or they don't, and they vote with their clickers and their what they decide to do with their time. And if they choose to watch this show and that's how they choose to spend their time, then I would love that, obviously. If not, and they don't like my character, don't want me to move on, I'm okay with that too. That's just part of the gig.
I mean, I know that much has been made in the past couple of days about how you originally tried out to be Captain America long, long ago, and you said like, no, that wasn't my job. Like that job wasn't for me at that time.
I don't think that, oh God, sorry. I would have held a grudge if they hired me. I don't think that it was a real, meaning I don't think I had the actual ability to get the job. I wasn't stupid. There was no way I was getting to be Captain America then, because I was so unprepared experience-wise. You can't substitute for experience. Just doing lots of things and what I guess I would call at bats. Like I had none. So when I went and did it, I think it was more of an exercise to see if I could act and put me in smaller things. Maybe there was a role I was right for in another thing, or the casting director Sarah, who did end up casting me in this, Sarah Finn, who's awesome. She's always been been a real champion of mine and brought me in on all kinds of different things, and this was one just to see, I think, if I could do like what I was like. I was very green and I didn't know much of what I was doing. I wouldn't have been ready anyway, nor would you have wanted me to be, because you got the perfect guy. So when I got it this time, it was cool. I also didn't know who I was reading for at the time of reading it this time, because they don't tell you who you're reading for. So I just kind of was like, okay, like read the Joe Blow character. And then when it comes back around, they said, oh, you got it. And I was like, great, who's it for? And they're like, Captain America-ish. And I was like, okay.
You don't know. You could be the new Thanos, or you just locked up some 7-picture deal that you didn't know you were even up for.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe we'll find out.